sixth graders. Good afternoon to those of you that slept in and are watching this afternoon. We are doing a quick introduction video to angles today. If you didn't read the notes, you're going to want a piece of paper. Hopefully you have your math notebook at home with you. If not, any piece of paper. You'll need a pencil to write with. You'll want 4 different colors. You can use whatever you have at home: crayons, markers, colored pencils, highlighters. I just had crayons, so we're going to make do. And then if you have something you can use as a straight edge, that might help you draw some straight lines. I didn't have a ruler at home, so I just grabbed a bookmark that I have to try to help me draw some straighter lines. I do apologize for the sound on this. I know it's not the best. I didn't have my normal webcam at home to record with, so I'm making do with what I have. All right, so if you need to go gather materials, hit pause and then hit play when you're ready to start again. And we are going to get going. So today we are talking about 4 different types of angles. We have adjacent, complementary, vertical, and supplementary. So we are going to draw a picture in our notes here that's going to help us understand what these different angles are. So if you have something to draw your straight edge with, just kind of towards the middle top of your page, you're going to want to draw one nice long straight line. Oh, and I already goofed that up. One nice long straight line. You want it dark enough to see. So if you have to draw over it twice, that's fine. And then I'm going to draw those arrows on the end to show that this line could keep going. All right, once you've done that, right smack dab in the middle of that line as much as possible, you're going to draw a line that goes straight up and down. And then again, drawing that arrow to show that it keeps going. And then we are going to turn this one into a square to show that it's a right angle. So if you can draw a square there, shows us it's a right angle. All right, and then our last line is a little goofy. We're going to go diagonal. So you're going to kind of want the middle of your line to be towards the middle of where your first 2 intersect. And we're going to go diagonal. And then again, drawing arrows on both ends to show that our line could keep going. Now that we have that, we're going to identify some of our different angles. So the first thing I would like you to do is, if you go to the the angle right below where we drew our box for our 90 degrees. All right, below that, we're going to draw a little arc here. And then if you go straight across from it, we're going to draw another one right here. It doesn't matter how big they are, just showing. All right, and then we're going to take one of our colors and we're going to color those in. Doesn't have to be super neat, just so you can see that the colors match. And then down below, we're going to draw our key. So I'm going to draw a box here, and I'm going to color it the same color to make my key. And I'm going to label that one vertical. Vertical. All right. And then on the other side of my key, I'm going to draw an equal sign. So vertical angles, oh, that was kind of sloppy. Vertical angles are equal to each other. And if you look, they're opposite of each other. So opposite sides of each other, and they are equal to each other. All right, now our next one that we're going to draw, I'm actually going to go around our box that we drew. So in that same one as our 90-degree box, we're going to draw an arc, and then it's going to keep going to that next one over. So it'll go through both of these. All right, pick a different color now, and we're going to color that arc. And you can color right through that 90-degree box, that's fine. Coloring that, coloring that. All right, now we're going to add this one to our key. So again, we're going to draw a box first and color it in. I'm going outside the lines. All right, now we are going to label this one adjacent. Adjacent. Adjacent, if you look, means that they're right next to each other. So two angles that are right next to each other. All right, our next one that we are going to draw now is in this middle one where we drew kind of that smaller chunk of our adjacent. We're going to go above it and we're going to draw a line or another arc. And this one's going to go all the way to this one. So again, it's going to be, ooh, excuse me, it's going to be adjacent. But this time, when we shade it in, we are going to label this one a little bit different because if you look, this one here is two angles that form 90 degrees. So we're going to draw our key again with whatever color we just used. And we are going to label this one complementary. Not complimentary, it's not giving us compliments. Complementary, they go together. Complementary angles are two angles that form 90 degrees. So on this side, we're going to write our 90 degrees. All right, we have one more to look at and label. So we're going to go below this one that we just did now. And we are going to draw an arc across that really big one. And then all the way across this next one. All right, then we're going to color this one in. This one's a little bit bigger. Whatever color you have. Ooh, I haven't colored with crayons in a while. This is kind of sloppy. You get the idea. So we are coloring that one in. And then we will add this one to our key. If we draw our box down here and color it with our matching color, we are going to label this one supplementary. Supplementary. All right, and a supplement or a pair of supplementary angles. If you look, it goes all the way across where we have this straight line. The straight line is an angle of 180 degrees. 180 degrees. So supplementary angles are two angles that form 180 degrees. So in your IXL today, you're going to want this out with you. It's going to help you as you're working. You're going to do some work with supplementary and complementary angles. You are going to need to know vertical and adjacent for our future lessons. And then Mr. Swenson actually created a Kahoot for you to try out today. That's going to have to do with a lot of these different angles. For that Kahoot, you need to know how to label angles or read angles. So if you have, let's just call this one angle A and this one angle B. All right, you would label your angle A, B. All right, so knowing those letters are going to help you while you are playing your Kahoot. And sometimes your angles have 3 different labels, so you just have to look to see where your letters are when you're doing that Kahoot. That one's just for fun. It's not graded, but you can try it out. It's a good practice for your angles. And then your IXL assignment today, you are doing IXL CC 15. CC 15. And both classes, that one's under 6th grade. Make sure you're at CC 15. It'll be complementary and supplementary angles. It's going to ask you some questions about some different pairs of angles. It might ask something like, if an angle is 40 degrees, what would be the complementary angle? So if it's 40 degrees and you want complementary, I know it needs to equal 90 degrees. So then I would know it's 50 degrees. Or it might ask a pair of supplementary angles. If one is 100 degrees, what is the other? So I would need to know that 100 plus 180 would be, or 100 plus 80 would be 180. So I know the other part of my supplementary would be 80 degrees. That is your IXL today. My regular 6th grade classes, remember SMART score of 80 or more. My advanced class, make sure you're doing SMART scores of 85 or more. If you have questions or need help while you're working today, remember we have those scheduled Google Meets for our different class times. And then I also have those office hour meets from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I hope to see some of you on those meets today. Otherwise, look for our new video tomorrow. And then hopefully we're back in person Friday. Also, make sure you take time to go play in the snow today. Go make some angles in the snow or something fun so you can get outside. Have a great rest of your day. I will hopefully see you on Meet or tomorrow or Friday.